What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're doing something I don't believe I've done ever on the channel before, and that is combining F1 and IndyCar in the exact same video. So basically, as you can probably tell from the title, we're going to be gunning for not the Triple Crown, but the Dual Crown, trying to win the Monaco Grand Prix and the Indy 500 on the exact same day. So, let's see what we can do. Apologies about this video being a little bit late. I was gonna record the commentary right now after the Monaco Grand Prix and get it out for you on the Sunday, but after what transpired in the real life race, I think I was just a little too emotionally and mentally drained to commentate after that race. It was simply amazing. But here we go. First run in qualifying here for the Monaco Grand Prix. This place needs absolutely no introduction as to why it is so important to be on pole position today. So hopefully today we can do the job. Coming across the line to finish our first lap and straight away on the pace. 111.5, top of the leaderboards at the moment. And as for the people who are in this lobby, it's just a whole bunch of randoms, a lot of you guys, subscribers. So there could be a pretty large skill gap in the amount of people that are in here. So we've got some league races, we've got some decent races, and we might have a few Crash Bandicoots in the field as well. And I just wanted to be at the front in qualifying here, just to kind of avoid all the shenanigans that might go on down at turn 1. So at the moment things are looking pretty good. 11.5 is a pretty solid time to jump into straight off the bat. I know in league racing, if you can do like a 10.5, that is a really good time, but I'm not too sure if we'll get close to that. Like I said, I've only just jumped onto this lobby, no practice. This is my first laps on the game of that day, and to even bang in an 11.5 at Monaco straight up, I think is no mean feat. But I'm going to take you guys on board for another flying lap. We'll see the entirety of this one as well. You can see we're up by 3/10 as we head through the middle sector of the lap and actually continuing to find even more time. So yeah, like, I love this place. Monaco is my absolute favorite track on the calendar. It's a real shame I'm not racing here in league racing, because I really feel like I can match it with the absolute best. But that's not to be. So that's why we're doing this lobby partially today, because I want to show, and I want to just get this out of my system doing Monaco on this game. But going through to back my favorite corner on the track, left a little bit of margin for error. Again, like, not really hitting apexes, but still the lap time seems to be there through to the Rascasse corner. All fairly nice through there. Third gear, a little bit of understeer through the final corner. Probably should take that in second gear, but we go across the line and we improve by 5/10 to do an 11 flat. And in any league race, I feel like that would be a pretty solid time, let alone just a random online lobby. I think we might be pretty much secure for pole position today, but I still want to go ahead and see if I can get in the 10s, which it looks like we're going to do at the moment. 4/10 up on this lap, which is absolutely outstanding. And like I said, I missed a few apexes in the third sector, so I think maybe a mid to low 10 is probably possible if I absolutely nail this third sector. But as you can see up in front, we've got some slow traffic completely parked on the apex of Tabac, and that was our lap. Completely ruined, and almost lucky in a way that we didn't get a grid penalty for running into the back of someone. I couldn't believe it. 4/10 up on an 11.0 with even more time to find in the third sector. That could have been an amazing lap, but it wasn't to be. But we still have pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix. The job is half done, as Daniel Ricciardo would say. Let's go ahead to the Grand Prix now. Hopefully we can nail the strategy, nail the start, and not get taken out in this race. That is a huge possibility with randoms. We could get taken out, but I really hope that's not the case. I'm going to do my absolute best in defensive driving to make sure that doesn't happen. In terms of the race strategy, one stop, ultras to the supers. We'll probably chuck on a little bit more fuel on board, but not too much. We'll be doing a bit of fuel saving in this race, and it's actually faster to run in lean revs, believe it or not, for a lot of the race. So here we go. Monaco Grand Prix, please. Let's get through in one piece. Here we go, chaps. Monaco Grand Prix starting from first place on the grid. There are a lot of people on this grid who got disqualified on that formation lap. So this is not a good sign of things to come. But here we go. Ready for the start of the Grand Prix. We've got HO, my teammate, alongside me in second place. 5 red lights. And away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix. It looks like a really good start up against HO, who is starting on the harder compound of tyre, going through turn 1. Looks like it's actually fairly uneventful for the majority of the field. There's a bit of a yellow flag at the exit of turn 1. As always, a bit of kerfuffling through the field. But for the most part, for us, it looks like it is a nice and clean getaway. We've got some really fast drivers in this lobby. HO, who almost needs no introduction. He's part of my league racing series. And my teammate on a harder compound of tyre. We've got DRC Jared in this lobby as well. Lil Rye, a few other people who are fairly quick, so I've got to keep my wits about me in this one. But opening lap of the Grand Prix, we had a virtual safety car. I'm guessing that was for the contact at turn 1. But VSC went away and we were able to get on with our racing once again. A lot of people in the pit lane there if you have a look at the mini-map. I think like half the field maybe had some front wing damage, and with the proximity of the barriers, it is just so easy to get some damage. Speaking of damage, very, very close for me there. Turned in a little bit too early to back, hit the inside wall, and it bounced me into the outside wall, but thankfully the contact was light enough for me to get away with no damage. Unbelievable. I'm normally someone who prides myself on not damaging my car at Monaco, and that is exactly what I've just done there on the 3rd lap of the Grand Prix. I had that warning on the 1st or 2nd lap at to back, but then I got some oversteer at the final chicane, and that was the final curtain for my front wing. It's not the end of the world. I think it's only like lime green damage, so we can still press on at a decent pace, but we're not going to be at maximum potential anymore. So pulling away from HO behind is in fact going to be a very, very hard task. We got the gap out to like 4 or 5 seconds, but now he's actually closing the gap a little bit on his tyres. And as the race goes on, HO is actually going to get faster and faster as our tyres start to wear out a little bit. So going to be very crucial to make sure we negotiate this first stint. There's so many people who are crashing, who are having incidents, making mistakes, getting in the way. And it's for this opening stint of the race, it's just a bit of a minefield, just having to negotiate all these lap cars who are having all these issues. Like I said, like the quality of the drivers, the skill gap, if you will, is absolutely ginormous in this lobby. As you can see there, guy in 5th place, lapped, and getting in our way like that. Mental scenes. And you've got HO and P2 right behind me, absolutely applying the blowtorch. So, got to keep it clean, got to keep it consistent. I'm doing that for the most part now. I've got a few clean laps under my belt at the end of that first stint, and we've got the gap out to 3.6 seconds. So we managed to gain a few seconds just by keeping clean and upping the tempo a little bit. But now it's time to come in and put on our super soft tyres that we're going to run to the end of this race. And in the pit stop, we're also going to change the front wing as well and bring back a little bit of our pace in this Grand Prix so we can really unlock the potential of this Red Bull heading into the second half of this race. So, pretty exciting racing prospects. HO is really close behind us now. He's going to have the ultra soft tyres to finish off this race now. And I don't know if he pits within the next few laps. There is a small window where HO could actually get the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix here, but he needs to react very quickly, with the gap only being 19.5 seconds. It's very tight in terms of the margin of getting out in the lead if he stops now. But I was just making it my absolute mission to pump in some fast laps. You can see we've got the gap down to 16.5 seconds already, and we've only been on these tyres for about a lap or two. So, absolutely pushing at this stage. You can see a McLaren getting in our way as we're trying to set a fast lap. We do go purple, 113.1, but we can go so much faster than that in clear air. So, hopefully on this lap we can really show the potential of this Red Bull halfway through this Grand Prix. So, this will be our first lap in clear air, pretty much, without any front wing damage, without any traffic getting in the way. And let's see what we can do. Rich mixture, we're running in the red in terms of fuel. We're 7 tenths up through the middle sector of the Grand Prix, absolutely flying over that final chicane, heading into the Rascas corner. First gear, short shift back up in a second. Third gear for the final corner, hit the apex nicely. This is actually a better lap than my qualifying lap on the whole. But we've got 20 laps of fuel on board and we set a 12.0. Only a second away from what we set in qualifying. We're on the harder compounder tyre and we've got 20 laps of fuel on board and we get that close to our qualifying time. Absolutely mad scenes. That's what I'm talking about. 12.0. HO now pits on lap 20. We actually managed to close in the gap absolutely massively. Either HO was really, really slow on his old super soft tyres, or he got damaged, or he was held up by traffic, because we were catching him by like 3 or 4 seconds a lap. And I know HO, he's definitely better than that, and something was definitely hindering his pace in the last 5 or 6 laps of this race. But yeah, from here we've got the lead of the Grand Prix. We can pretty much cruise now to the finish if we want to. Now the biggest hurdle is probably just getting to the end, avoiding lap cars. My teammate is in again, so HO has some front wing damage, and with how close he was to getting lapped, that pit stop has definitely put him a lap down now. So HO was so fast and so consistent for the first half of the race, but then after the pit stop, just things went absolutely downhill from there. Maybe just lost patience, lost consistency, and that really started to bite into his race prospects. But thankfully the gap for him to third is absolutely ginormous. He's about a minute ahead of third place. We're a minute 24 ahead of him. I saw he set a faster lap with like a 11.8, and I was like, oh damn, I'm not going to be able to get the clean sweep here. So I thought, let's push on these super soft tyres. Let's see what they can do towards the end of the stint. I tried my best, but the tyres were just a little too far gone. With the way that my setup worked, it was really, really fast. I think it was more like a time trial, aggressive qualifying style setup. It just meant that it kind of burned through its rear tyres a lot, and as soon as I try and lean on the rear tyres, they would really start to actually... I almost felt like they were melting. They were that bad. They were only good for a few laps pushing in the race, and a lot of the race was spent in lean revs, just actually looking after the rear tyres. And so when I was in full send it mode near the end of this stint, the tyres were really crying for help, and I was getting close. I think I was within half a second of my best on this lap here. You can see I was giving it absolutely everything, but like I said, the tyres just weren't there. We were running out of fuel, and we come across the line and we lose 9/10 to our best. Still in the 12s, but I was, you know, really having to risk the car to pull out that lap time at that phase of the Grand Prix. But that was it. The tyres were done. I was pretty much done, bringing it home to the finish. I didn't make any further mistakes from there. The second half of the race was just really calmly managed, and yeah, we just brought it home to the finish. So here we go. Monaco Grand Prix, one stop to victory. After the first set of pit stops, it was pretty much academic, just bringing it home and just letting the consistency do the rest. I love this place. If you're a long-time viewer of my channel, you'll probably know that I absolutely love Monaco. It's my favorite track on the calendar, and it was just a joy to drive this track again. I could just do laps of this place all day. I absolutely love it. But there we go. We win the Grand Prix. I think we lapped everyone. HO was the only person not to go 2 laps down. But like I said, there were a lot of people in here of varying skill levels, and for the most part, everyone kept it really clean. That's one thing I have to say about everyone in this lobby. No one really blocked me. No one took me out. So fair play to everyone who took part in this and actually got to the end. You guys are absolute troopers. But there we go. That's the Monaco Grand Prix. That is half the job done and dusted. We're going to be off to the Indy 500 on Project Cars 2. And that race is going to be a polar opposite to Monaco, because you go from the absolute hardest track in the world to drive to one of an easier one where the skill gap is almost non-existent. So it's almost like a lottery as to who could win. So it'll be very, very interesting. So let's go off to Project Cars 2 and see how we do in the Indy 500 race. Oh, slippery.
I'm upside down.
Oh my! Ah!
Oh, I'm dead.
I love how it's got like the driver's picture like above their car. And look at Ward, and it just looks hilarious.
Yeah, his face. Oh my fucking god.
Jared's upside down. What a shock. Get me your slipstream. Had no slipstream. All quality session. I'm gonna run out of fuel here. Fuck's sake. Right as I get slipstream. I'm out.
With a leader coming around the final corner.
Come on.
Just outside the top three. I qualified 10th, yes, bastard.
Said the same thing for me.
British.
P7. I don't know whether to be happy or sad about that. This will be fun.
It'll be a pile up.
I just want to survive the first lap.
Agreed.
I don't have a spotter either, so this will be fun. Actually, can I turn on the spotter now? Actually, audio.
Still there.
Still there. Down low.
I'm getting low.
I'm so confused what's just happened.
Are we supposed to line up in rows of 3? They expect us to be this
Oh,
coordinated.
God.
Oh, this guy's just lagging everywhere.
Have you actually been disqualified?
I think so.
I better look at the score for this.
I didn't even do anything. I was in the menus, and then all of a sudden it came up
That was
disqualified.
quick. That was going. That's the easiest overtake I've made.
Has any of them people been disqualified?
Is it really that hard?
Oh, I've been smashed off. Cool.
No. That's the guy that was lagging.
Oh no. Hi.
Almost.
Nice.
So I think I've been
It's kind of
disqualified for sitting in the menu. Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh,
I've been disqualified. Alright. Let's... Fuck it. Let's just restart the race with...
Yes!
Oh
I'm in the
my
lead.
god.
I was the only one not to get
We're not. Oh my god.
Disqualified.
Wow.
Yes!
I got disqualified for
Indy
sitting in the
500.
menu. Formation lap off. Fuck that.
Please.
I got disqualified and I didn't even get to start the formation lap.
Yeah.
5, 4,
In the middle.
2,
I'm at
1.
Oh no, I'm in a nonce camera view. Here we go. I'm P5.
I'm
P4.
P6.
Oh, the turning is weird. No!
Oh.
Why me?
Oh.
Oh,
What happened?
someone lost it in front of me.
I'm getting loose.
We got fucking loose, that right?
Come back through the field begins.
Just need someone to switch me, I'll be fine.
Oh, mate.
Hello, Borden.
Come back here, you.
Dominator.
I've hit the wall.
The speed.
I just need someone's slipstream, and I'll be back into it.
Here we go, chaps. I think
Slipstream is like
maxed
doing
out in
nothing at
6th
the
gear.
moment for me. So am I.
The corner's flat? Yes, they are.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've got
Hello.
a waiting already.
See, this is already better than the Project
Someone's
Cars
moving.
race. Someone's crashed. Oh! My Veloce teammate is dead.
I'm seeing
Yellow
colours.
flag.
Oh, Jetson, I mean, coming out to this battle as well. This is pretty tense.
Yeah, I'm recovering.
Where are you, Ryan?
Just ahead of Jetson.
Okay.
Wait, check in for me.
B at 7.
Oh, I touched the wall.
End your life.
Lap number 5 of the Indy 500. Indy 125.
D125.
That Tom Battle has literally got gifted the lead of the race, like, so much. Oh my god.
I need a spotter. This guy is alongside me.
Still there.
Oh, I don't know where he is.
Outside.
Oh, scary.
Oh my god. No.
Oh,
no,
what's happening
no.
up here?
I touched the grass. I got like a lot of speed and was like, oh my god, I am NOS.
It's crazy how much this race is decided by the first lap.
I agree. Like if that lap car had
Safety
been, it
car.
would have been like in the lead.
I agree.
I've got 20
I swear
meters
this
to
car
go in
taps
front.
out in 6th gear before the show because it pulls away a little bit.
It's the same, I tried.
Oh really?
I tried both.
Oh, I'm
Side
oh, I'm
by
gonna get-
side.
oh,
Holy crap.
Did you pit, Ryan? Oh no, you passed that guy.
No,
Someone went in the pits.
I made an overtake.
I'm about to make an overtake. I'm in the lip stream.
Doing
That was
it-
fucking.
I caught-
That was cool. Oh my god, this is fun.
I caught
I'm
60
doing
moves, so-
everything
Oh,
to
I
try and
never
catch
told
up. Oh, look, the freaking... Those cones have just, like, slowed me down so
Yeah.
much. Fuck off.
Had the
Yeah,
same
they
thing.
do that.
Alright, I'll
Doesn't
slipstream
sound smooth.
Liam for a bit then.
I'm slipstreaming Ryan and his Farmer Cherry.
It's a bit hard to see where the corners are when you're tucked under someone's rear wing like this.
Oh my god, here we go. We're getting lit,
Ah, I've hit
boys.
the wall.
We're getting lit.
God damn it. Oh! Trouble.
Oh my god.
Ah!
Who is that? Is he him?
I keep bottling it when I'm battling cars, touching barriers. I'm so close to P9! Come on!
I was so close to P6. And now I'm fucking having to defend for P8 pretty much.
I've got an overlap. Oh no, the gears.
I should be able to get P6 back. This guy looks pretty slow.
They're side by side.
I should get him now. I'm on time.
Come on. Slipstream me up.
Oh, that was close. He's killed me. Oh,
Oh!
you're an idiot.
No! Why?
Garbage cars everywhere.
Every time!
They're all gone. They're all gone.
Oh my god, that guy's a spastic, man. I was literally running side by side with him, and he just went right into me. Fucking idiot.
Other people's crashes, and I end up worse out of anyone.
Oh no! He's in the fence.
Ah!
Now I'm doing 38.5.
I made
Oh,
fuel
okay,
isn't
guys.
even going down, so that's interesting.
Overtaking second last
16.
place. Thank
Even
you.
on the tires.
Thank you for not taking me out. This is a weird and wacky race,
Guys,
it must be
okay.
said. Coming up to this guy in P15, upstage. I think he might have made a mistake recently, so we'll see if we can capitalise on that. His momentum isn't great right now. He's ran wide through the final corner. We're definitely in the slipstream now, and this is well and truly going to get just kicked up a notch.
Hey boss.
He's run wide again. This has to be it. Might have a look at turn one.
Numbers behind
His
body
bodywork is not
Yeah.
looking the best. We've just hit the rev limiter of 6th gear as well. Turned in early. He seems to be missing a lot of apexes. Can't really afford to do that in this game mode. And we go up the inside. Hold the line.
He's still doing that.
That's P15. It's a real shame we got tangled up in those incidents as well, because I really think we have the pace to win today. Yeah, 22 laps into this Grand Prix now. Wow, I just said Grand Prix. 22 laps into this race, out of 50, and it looks like the fuel isn't burning. Still have full fuel, so I honestly don't know what to do with this pit stop. We have a mandatory stop to do. Change your tyres as well. I think I might just stay out, depending on what happens in front of me, whether it gets dangerous, like whether there's lots of cars. I may decide to pit then, but for the moment I think I'm just going to stay out as long as I have a clear run ahead, I guess. But we just continue to go faster and faster. 38.523. Fastest lap of the race for me. I got an achievement. What did I do? Complete 100 laps in multiplayer. Well, that's an easy way to do that. EVL Liam, who we were battling before the crash. P3 right now. Could have been us. Oh, I don't like this slow car ahead.
He's gonna dive into the pit lane.
I do not like
think I
this
probably might
slow
be so
car
much
ahead. I think
faster
this
than
might be
P15.
time for a pit stop. Yes, I'm pitting. I don't want to deal with that. It looks like he is getting in the way quite a bit. So we're into the pits now. Not too sure how long the pit is going to be. I'm thinking 20 odd seconds. And we're probably going to rejoin, I don't know, P15, something like that. Where we were before. We're going to have a pretty clean race from here on in now to get back in the 10. We're going to have to hope for some incidents and none from ourselves now as we rejoin. Probably going to be P13, P14. We'll wait and see. Here we go. P14 with hopefully a few pit stops left to shake out for a few people. Like I said, top 10 is probably the aim now. Need some crashes, man. Especially for the front guys.
I will swipe the guy behind me, please.
Yes. This would be so much better if there were cautions. Punched everyone up again.
Competition caution.
They've been catching second by like a metre a lap.
The guy behind me's been like,
Just slowly coming down.
the last 20 laps.
Apologies about the lack of talking, guys. I've been in full
P8.
sweat mode. Believe it or not, sweat mode in an oval race where you just flat out all the time.
D1
Just
Indy.
trying to maximize my
Yes.
racing lines. I am just edging closer and closer to this guy every
Close to the
single
wall,
lap,
down behind
and
you.
I feel like I'm just about to break through into that slipstream window. But we're running out of laps. 3 to go after this one. Grand Prix, this race should have been so much more if not for those stupid incidents that were just not our fault. Like 2 or 3 times.
That guy was gifted the win.
I agree.
I got past him at the
I
last
also
corner.
I got spun by a lapped car when I was sitting on his bumper. One car.
Fifth place.
Fastest lap. Oh,
Got Fens at the final corner because he made a mistake.
P9, not a bad comeback.
P14, very, very gross. Thank you to all the people who crashed into me.
Well, that's that. P9, light as J's.
So there we go, chaps. That has been the Indy 500 and the Monaco Grand Prix all rolled into one. Monaco, as I was almost expecting, pretty much went how I was hoping it would. But the randomness that is the Indy 500 just didn't go our way, and it's just so hard to make up time, especially after you've had a big crash like that. We got involved in, I think, 2 crashes. We showed good pace. We caught people in front of us, but, you know, it's just not enough time to do anything with that. And that was that. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And perhaps we'll do this again, maybe on iRacing one day. I love iRacing and I love Indy cars on that platform. So, we'll wait and see how it goes. But thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, I'll see you next time.